Let us dive a little deeper into the Golden Globes fashion trends. Frankie Grande is co-host of Amazon's Style Code Live. Olivia Culpo is former Miss Universe and fashion and beauty influencer. Frankie, Olivia, nice to see you both.
So, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Gold star, you just flew in.
I am right off a red eye.
Yes, you did.
Fresh off a red eye.
And you look so beautiful, stunning. There's a lot of pressure on picking the right dress. Yeah,
there can be a lot of pressure. Actually, though, that was the only dress I tried on.
Really?
The only dress, and I actually fit the afternoon before. Wow. So I fit Saturday.
This girl never stops moving. Like, let's be honest.
You never stop moving.
I know.
You're like the Energizer Bunny.
So if you could use one word to sum up last night's red carpet, what would you use?
I would say no rules. Don't you think there were so many trends that were pretty much all over the place?
And fun. I feel like I kept hearing that word over and over again. This is the fun red carpet. This is the fun award show. And I think a lot of people really embraced that fun.
On a night like this, women take center stage. It's not as much about the men. So let's start with the women.
Okay.
Who wants to go with their best looks? All right, go ahead.
Oh, look at that.
I want to start with Nicole Kidman. I mean, I think she looks absolutely stunning. She never lets me down, which is great. And I think that she was nailing so many of the trends of the evening. She's wearing sheer. She has the cold shoulder. She's wearing metallic. She's got feathers.
It could have failed.
It could have failed because it's so much.
Yeah.
And, you know, the rules always take one thing off. I mean, that's not my rule, as you can tell by what I'm wearing right now. I'm more of a put one thing on kind of person. Yeah. And I think she did that, and I think she nailed it. Her makeup is simple enough to support the dress, and I think she just completely nailed that look.
All right, who else did we like?
I loved Blake Lively.
Yeah.
I loved everything about this Versace dress. She looks unbelievable. She just had a baby.
Work.
And those two cuffs, so dramatic, so high fashion, so glam, which is my personal taste. And the dress is actually velvet, which is a trend as well. Then you have some chain metal on the top. And I also love her hair and her makeup. She never lets me down.
Never.
She is a glam girl, and that's what my personal preference will always be.
You know, I love too Natalie Portman, who I thought
Natalie Portman did beautifully.
Oh my
exquisite.
gosh. She's
She was channeling Jackie, really.
She really was.
Her whole persona.
With the classic embellishments,
She is a classic
really beautiful woman.
I love the way there was the tiny embellishments just in the right places to accentuate everything that needed to be accentuated. And she hit another big trend of the night, yellow, which we'll be talking about in a bit as well.
Before we get to yellow, let's get to the men.
Yeah.
Who stood out?
It's okay. Like, I think Pharrell totally represented for the music industry, right? He's a music artist. He's nominated for Best Score. He shows up there looking unbelievable in 2012 Chanel, which I guess is considered vintage now. Are we considering 2012 vintage?
Well, then I'm dead.
But
2012 is vintage.
But I think he really represented, and I love when men take fashion risks. I really do. I don't love a black tuxedo on every single guy over and over again.
So I always sit at home watching something like that, thinking, could I pull that off? And that's a definite no right there.
But I think you could pull off the other look very nicely.
The Ryan Gosling, which was my personal favorite.
Me too.
Because he looked so classic. I love the rose in the pocket. It's kind of romantic, which goes to show the movie La La Land. The shoes were velvet. And
he belongs in Hollywood. He just exudes it.
And his speech
very George Clooney-ish.
So sweet.
You touched a second ago on some of the trends, all right? So let's hit some of those again. Embellished gowns.
Yes.
Why is that trendy?
Well, because metallics are just in. Metallics are everywhere. So in order to get metallics onto a dress, you have to kind of find clever ways of doing it so that you're not just wearing a metal suit. So this is all kind of an embellishment. You can find the metallic details over the lace, over this sheer right here, and this Gucci dress right here. It's really beautiful. I think she looks amazing.
And also just the lace too, and all the intricate details, especially on Jessica Biel's dress. You see those flowers that are attached, and just a lot of interesting little touches to the gown.
And you mentioned before the yellow was a big color on the red carpet.
Huge color on the red carpet.
Yeah.
We saw it on Viola Davis. Oh my God, looked incredible.
Witherspoon.
Emily Ratajkowski.
And it's funny because last year J-Lo was the only one that wore yellow. Remember, her dress was so beautiful, and now everybody wore yellow.
And you know, it's so funny because everyone always picks like the Pantone color of the year, right? So last year was that buttercup yellow. Everybody was wearing it, so everybody thought it was going to be green. and nobody wore it. It's like nobody got the memo, or everybody just decided not to do it.
Also, the really low, deep
plunging neckline. I feel like plunging neckline always looks incredible, though.
Again,
I'm the right person. I don't know.
J-Lo started it with Versace way back in the day. But I think Kristen Bell really pulled it off beautifully in that tuxedo jacket that had the deep V, and it was really beautiful.
She always kills it.
You guys should do this for a living. You're pretty good at this.
We'll do it again later tonight on Style Club Live at 9 p.m. on Amazon.
practice.
Yeah, exactly.
You did good.
Frankie, thank you. Olivia, thank you so much. Thanks for flying in. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.